A history-making election result has redrawn Australia's political map, delivering Labor a thumping victory and all but wiping out the Liberal Party from large swathes of Australia's biggest cities.
Today, the Australian people have voted for Australian values, for fairness, aspiration and opportunity for all.
Now, we didn't do well enough during this campaign. That much is obvious tonight, and I accept full responsibility for that.
In Melbourne, the Liberals facing a citywide wipeout. Its final few seats of Menzies and Deakin set to fall. More seats flipping red in Sydney as well, as the independents compound the opposition's pain, likely to take out the blue ribbon Bradfield. The Liberals now evicted from Sydney's North Shore.
The fact that Bradfield in Sydney, in the leafy North Shore of Sydney, with a hardcore Conservative Liberal branch in it, has gone to Nicolette Buller as an independent candidate, it's another blow to the Liberals.
In Tassie, Labor steamrolling across the north with swings of more than 10% in Bass and Braddon. Another devastating blow in Adelaide with the once safe Liberal seat of Sturt, now Labor. And in Queensland, Coalition Heartland saw some massive flips. Labor set to pick up 2 of the 3 Green seats won in 2022, and the biggest upset, opposition leader Peter Dutton losing his own seat of Dixon to Labor's Ailey France.
The first time in 24 years, Labor now holds the seat of Dixon.
So, as the Australian political landscape is redrawn, what will this weekend mean for Australia's future?
Well, here to figure this out for us is the former Treasurer and Labor Party President Wayne Swan. Wayne, an emphatic win overnight. In terms of your mood right now, your vibe, on a scale of 0 to 3 full terms, where are you landing?
Well, I think it's a landslide, the likes of which we haven't seen for over 30 years. And it was unexpected to a certain extent. But I think people wanted a very clear decision. They wanted a majority government. And, of course, I think people had grave doubts about Peter Dutton. So I ran into a punter at the pub before, and he said to me that Peter Dutton couldn't sell electric heaters to an Eskimo. And I think that sort of underpinned the doubts that people had about the opposition leader. But also, I think, the Trump impact as well. So you put all those together, and it was a terrific win for Labor and a huge defeat for the Liberals.
You mentioned Dutton kind of helped, and his devastating loss really helped play into this Labor victory. But how much of this do you think came down to Anthony Albanese as a leader? People have underestimated Anthony all of his political life, and what he showed in this campaign, particularly in the last couple of months, was absolutely exceptional commitment. And I think people saw that in him. They saw the determination. And I think that moment in a debate during the campaign where he said leadership is just not about strength, but it's also about kindness, was a very big contrast with what's going on elsewhere in the world, but in particular, a strong contrast with Peter Dutton. First-term Labor put out a lot of policy failures and they blamed it on the Greens and international circumstances. But I suppose winning a big majority like this comes with big responsibility. So do you think there are fewer excuses this term for not delivering?
Well, we had a cost of living crisis which was internationally induced. It was remarkable that we got to the end of the campaign and people were favouring Labor over the Liberals in dealing with the cost of living pressures. So, yes, there's a very big responsibility to deal with economic management, and I think the government's up to that task. We're through the worst of the international impact of inflation, but the economy has big challenges, particularly given the behaviour of the United States in the economy at the moment. So the government has an awesome responsibility to chart a steady course through international uncertainty.
You're obviously elated at the result, but you must have known Peter Dutton for years. Do you feel for the guy?
Of course you do. I mean, politics can be a brutal business, and to lose your job on national television is something that no one really wants to go through. I thought he spoke exceptionally well last night, but he didn't manage to do that through the campaign.
Well, the coalition has really been sent into the political wilderness in a way. What are the dangers in a government not having a strong opposition?
Well, the government will not have the numbers in the Senate, but more importantly, with that big majority comes big expectations. So the government is on notice, if you like, from this election that people want to see performance because, you know, the size of the swing could easily come back and bite the government if it isn't seen to successfully deal with the challenges before us. And I think the government and Anthony Albanese absolutely understand the importance of this moment and the importance to knuckle down and to perform.
Wayne Swan, thanks very much for making some time for us tonight.
Thank you.